Basic Eric from Second Chance Garage, back on the Camaro. I have the bottom of the floor pans done here. Everything's all sanded down with 80 grit. All the holes are plugged. So I'm going to shoot some primer on the bottom of this. Now, I would prefer to wait to shoot the bottom of this car because, as you can see, I haven't stripped a lot of it yet, but these floor pans are just rusting, so I want to get some epoxy on them and protect them. So I'm just going to paint sort of up to the edges where the existing paint is, and then later on when I get through and strip the rest of it off, I'll strip a little bit back from the edge there and then just repaint those places. So I think it'll be fine, but I just want to get these things covered up, keep it from rusting anymore. Let me show you what I'm going to use on the other side. So on the inside of the car, as we said before, we've got a bunch of this surface rust going on. So what I'm going to try, I had some of this stuff laying around I forgot I had. The Must for Rust, which is basically just phosphoric acid again, but the directions on this don't require rinsing with water, which was where I had lots of problems last time. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this with that stuff and see how it turns out, and hopefully everything looks good there. Then I'll be ready to put some primer on this thing. Alright, so here's the result of using the phosphoric acid in here. I don't know if you can see this. So there's where the rust was, there's a little milky haze there still, so it's, the rust is not here anymore, but you can still see the sign of where it was. I don't know if that means it's killed or not. I thought it was supposed to turn black with phosphoric acid, but this was so light, maybe it won't do that. Anyway, so it's an hour before you're supposed to paint it, so in the meantime I'll get the sandpaper out, sand this stuff down, and get it ready to go. There's still some rough areas I have to do anyway, so let me go ahead and get that done, and then we're ready for primer. Alright, just finished up the first coat. Got a few runs in it. I'm still laying the stuff on a little too thick. Haven't learned my lesson yet. I had the car tilted up sideways like this when I could paint it, so I could do the bottom too. But then I couldn't get this corner back here, so I had to flip the car up flat to finish that off. The bottom, take a look at the bottom when it's done. I don't want to crawl under that right now, but it looks pretty good, I would say, all in all. And if you look around, it's certainly not immediately obvious that this floor pan was replaced. I'd say it's pretty successful overall. Alright, so I gotta let this flash off and then put the second coat on. Alright, here we have a look at the bottom. You can see, I think, it looks really good. I am super happy with how this turned out. If you look here, there's no seam to be seen. There's a little tiny spot right there you might notice. This over here looks really good. A couple pinholes. This came out good back here. That was like the worst spot in the whole car right there. That came out fine. Nothing doing there. Looking good. Let me show you the inside of the car. Oh, and I managed to do all of this without any runs. Alrighty, here's the inside. See, that all looks good. You look at this edge here. You can see that spot right there, but the rest of this came out real nice. There's a whole lot of ugly welding was going on in here, and that seam right there, gone. This ugly section back here looks fine. Real good. I'm very happy with it. I call this success. So it took me a really long time to get this thing done, but this was the first actual real surgery I did on this car in any big way. And it's done. So success. So now we get to move on to the other side and do it all over again. Hopefully I learned something from this side over here and it goes easier on that side. Hopefully. Well, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you everybody. Thanks for all your tips and advice and everything else. I really appreciate it. Actually, I'm sorry, there's one thing left I have to do on this side. Forgot to cut out the holes where the seats go. Minor detail. Good news is 3 of the 4 bolts here are accessible from the bottom, so I can run a bolt up from the bottom and find out where the holes are and just cut those out. And then the 4th one, I'll just lay the seat in there hopefully, and then it'll tell me where the 4th one is. The 4th one's inside the cross member, so you can't see it from the bottom. But that's it. Anyway, thanks again everybody. Really appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon.